welcome to another episode of
Mum
and Son. I'm Jay, I'm the son.
I'm Alicia and I'm the mum.
Hope everyone's doing well, living life, enjoying it, enjoying episodes and finding progression and steps forward in their life.
Absolutely, yeah. It's great to have you back, and thanks for being a part of this series that we're doing, and a part of this episode if you're with us now. It's great to see you here.
Yep, exactly that. So today's one, most of you would say you've attracted it to yourselves to watch this video at this moment in time.
Yeah.
It's going to be about the law of attraction.
Amazing concept. Yeah, an amazing law that I'm more than happy to chat with you about and to share our knowledge and wisdom on that law.
Sure, and some experiences and so on that we've definitely found.
Definitely.
Sort of like guarding it and being aware of it, and then living from or approaching life from a point of view, knowing it in mind, and then sort of making the conscious effort to attract the things you want.
Yeah, and allow it to work for you.
And like make it work in your favor.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because we were talking about this recently, just as whether it's a brand new year that passes or someone turns a brand new age, you can look back at the things that have gone on, or sometimes you can have those moments in your life where you're thinking, gosh, life is, I want this, or I feel life, something's missing, I should be fulfilling more or doing more, or there are certain things that I want to see happen, manifest and be in my life. However, it's not coming yet, or however, it's almost like I know certain things, but I'm seeing the totally opposite of what I know.
And some people may be thinking, it just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? I've tried all of that, and it doesn't work for me, and I don't think it can work. And I would say if you do come from that mindset, then it's definitely not going to work for you. That's that's like affirming those words alone means that there is no hope of you attracting what you want in your life by that mindset or coming from that place. With the law of attraction, you really do need to come from a deeper place and have a real strong sense of belief and trust and a knowing and a feeling of what it is you want for it to actually begin to work for you and in your favor. But what I loved about, you mentioned earlier on today, not in this episode, but when we were chatting, you said that one of the things that you heard about it was that it was always working.
That's
in
it.
actual fact for you.
From Bernard Beckwith.
That he had mentioned that it was a law that was always working for you.
Yeah, because he had an interview and someone said, so how do you get the law of attraction to work? And he says, well, it's always working. It's just that most people don't know how to use it to work in their favor.
Or tap into it.
Maybe I'm paraphrasing that last bit, but that's what he was saying. And when you think about it like that, you can relate that to gravity and everything else. These things are working. And
you begin to realize that the sort of common denominator of whether it's working or not isn't to do with the law itself, but to do with you.
That's exactly it.
That's really what I feel is the, I'm just talking about if people say, oh, it doesn't work, it never, I've tried it. And the fact that the law exists and is there is one thing, and that's powerful. But if it is not working for you, is down to you, because it exists.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's kind of funny, but every episode we do, whether it's sort of talking, about the law of attraction with this one, which, in a sense, I guess, like, for this one, we're bringing something a bit new to the table than what we usually do. But ultimately, whether it's this or whether it's someone taking action or other things we've talked about, it always ultimately comes back to you. That's what we always say to people.
Always.
That's what we always say to people.
We do. I know.
Whether people are believing in like they're manifesting something, or people are believing that
self-belief, self-trust,
inner belief that they need to work on themselves. It always comes back. It always comes back to you.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, and even in regards to the law of attraction, it ultimately comes back to you as well.
Absolutely.
Responsibility for your thoughts, your words, your feelings, and everything, and how they play a bigger part in the things you start to keep seeing, the people you may start to attract, the opportunities that you start to. Because when you think about it, whether they're good or bad, something usually does unfold or show itself up in your life. Because I guess in a sense, we're always...
What are your predominant thoughts?
Creating.
Yeah.
We are always...
Yeah. You have to look at yourself. You don't have to believe in the law, and then that's fine. That's a choice. That's a decision.
Sure, yeah.
But if you do want it to work for you,
yeah,
it's always there. And if you do want to begin to say, I would love that law to start working for me in my life, then you come from a position that I know that law exists and it is there. And then you work on yourself to engage with that law, to manifest what you want or attract to yourself that which you want or desire or aim for or feel that is part of your destiny. You know what I mean? So, you have to come from a place of accepting its existence, trusting in that as a starting point.
Yes.
And then working your way forward from there. I'm just saying this because I know there'll be people saying, it never works for me. I tried it for 10 minutes and it didn't work. This is an ongoing process.
But this is it as well. It's definitely it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
And the thing is, most people, as you said, say things that they will do. Yeah. And then we're quick to jump back into the same hole that we're trying to leave. That's it. With our words, with our thoughts, how we feel about it, even things when we visualize something happening, we're seeing it from the same point of view. Yeah. So therefore, we're ultimately attracting or bringing into our life the same exact thing. And that's why this for me is powerful, because whether you look at it, and us also bringing it back to you at the end of the day, because whether you look at it, whether it's inspired action or forms of action that you take, as well as meeting things that might be coming into your life that you can't see that are coming in, if you're coming from the same point of view, like you always
you'll get the same.
You're going to act the same, you're going to attract the same, and it will just be
everything's going to be the same.
So no matter what level you look at it, whether it's the kind of way you act or what you attract, it's all the same.
It's all the same. And you are the key factor in determining a different outcome.
Exactly.
You are the key factor in determining whether this law, as it exists, is going to work with you, for you, or against you. Do you know what I mean?
And
you determine that thing. Yeah. How it can work against you, is with the negatives.
And it's you really working against yourself. That is what it is. Because when I think of this, and the reason that for me, like, even if we bring it back to just science, and quantum physics shows this, that everything is energy. And everything is vibrating.
Yeah.
And it's vibrating at different levels.
Correct.
But everything also has a frequency.
Yeah.
So when you look at your thoughts, that's external. But when you look within yourself and your thoughts and your feelings and everything, you're vibrating on a certain frequency too.
Yeah.
And you're going to start to be matched.
Correct.
With the things that
you want and attract.
That's exactly it. So you're attracting as well who you are.
Correct.
Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, so if you're someone who's coming from a certain place, feeling, words and everything, and that's a certain frequency, you are attracting exactly that to match you.
Correct. So if it is a negative thing, and you're coming from a negative place, the law is still working, but it's working based on your negativity and bringing to you the negative things that you focus on and you turn your attention to constantly.
Yeah.
You know, as we said, the law is always working. From what you know, heard Michael Bernard Beckwith say, it's always working. But how is it going to be working for you? In which way do you want it to work for you? Are you going to come from a negative place, and therefore it kind of will be working against your favor, but that is what you have chosen it to work for you in that way.
Yeah, because it's mirroring.
Even if it's never, because it's reflecting who you are.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you choose to say, wow, I really would like this law to work for me, then you have to come from a place of acceptance, and you work on yourself. This is what the whole thing is about. Actually working on yourself to change your perspective and mindset on life, on yourself, on those around you, of what you want to achieve. Changing all that does require effort. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
of course,
an ongoing process.
Yeah, because it's a process.
And it doesn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
You have to trust in the process, and you have to be in constant awareness and be on guard of the negative thoughts you're immediately kind of calling into being without even knowing and realizing. You really have to be vigilant in allowing this law to work for you. But and they have things, don't they?
But you know what? Yeah, and that's the thing, because here's the truth, is that, I go back to the thing, like, I even see it as not just working for you, because it actually is. It's working in your favor.
Correct.
That's what most people are getting wrong.
Yeah, if
but
you apply
you need
yourself,
to be in favor with yourself.
That's it.
And that's
if
the
you
truth.
apply yourself properly, it will work in your favor, and it's extremely, you know what, it's an extremely bountiful law if you allow it to work in your favor. Yeah, it is a bountiful law. It is a law of abundance, a law of bringing all the good things into your life, providing you get that. Do you know what I mean? If you get that, you can make it work really well in your favor.
Exactly.
It's important that people get that.
No, it is.
It exists, and I can get it to work for me.
I think the thing also is, sometimes we, maybe from our rational minds, we see things as so different or outside of us that we're like, oh, but I want to find the right person and they're separate from me, or I want this amount of money, or like whatever. But when you break it down, and this is what I like, because everything we're saying is also backed on a quantum physics level.
Yeah, absolutely.
So regardless of whatever your religion is, or whatever your background is, or things like that, this is just a addition to whoever you are.
Absolutely.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just the way that there could be the law of gravity and stuff. You don't...
It's just an expansion
go
of your
so
understanding.
over the top that you think, oh, I must obey, otherwise I'm going to be... you have the power to actually create and bring in whatever you want.
Yeah.
So once you start coming from that point of view, and you even recognize that everything is also energy.
Correct.
So you see things like that, it should be more, you should feel more light about it, rather than, oh no, but I'm thinking well, or I'm in a good place, but I just thought bad, so I'm reversing. And I think people take it too serious to the point that they make it harder than it is.
Yeah, and I feel if it gets to that level, if those if people are watching and they realise from what you're saying, they're recognising that's me, you know, or oh gosh, I tend to do that, or you know, like what you've just been saying, then you know you realise that when you come from that place, you are allowing your fears to creep in.
Yeah.
You're allowing your fear that this is not going to work to creep in. Those are the doubts that are lingering in your mind and your thought process as you're saying, I would love it to work for me, but you're actually telling yourself other things.
Yeah.
And negative
because
things.
Once again, you're saying, I would love it.
I would.
So
but,
that means that there's no, because there's no certainty there.
Correct.
There is
and
no,
you're not trusting of,
there is no trust
of the process, and you're more fearful of it not working than you believe it will work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Your fear, the fearful side of this whole thing is beginning to take precedence in your life and in your thought process. And that's why it will begin to fail you.
Yeah.
You see?
And no, it's true. And that's the thing, because even on a sort of a deeper level, even if you consciously say affirmations or you visualize once or twice this or that and so on, the truth is if you deep down
doubt, fear,
and all of those things, that is what's gonna come through more.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't mask that with a word or so or a thing or this and that.
No.
And that's why the reason I love about this show, even without us even trying to structure it like this, but I'm looking at it, we always say to people, we have to bring it back to ourselves.
You have to.
And work on ourselves.
And it's become a strong
self-reflecting thing, because sometimes that is also holding back it is what you want. Because you've got to unburden or unload that or make peace with it or heal it.
And I think we did a previous episode, if you haven't gone back to watch it, I think we did one on sabotage.
Yeah, we did one on sabotage.
And these are the sabotaging little things that creep in to all areas of your life and start actually, destroying what really should be a simple process of trusting and believing and letting go. One of the things a lot of people say about the law of attraction, well, I wanted to attract such and such into my life. I waited and waited. I worked on it. I worked on myself. I waited and waited. But guess what? It never happened. It never came. As I say, it's an ongoing process. You need patience. We did an episode on patience. You need patience. You need ongoing trust. But you need belief and trust. And when I say belief and trust, unwavering.
And that's what I was about to say. You see, the thing is that that's still the example you gave of a person coming from that point of view, which a lot of us do. Some of the time, and what it is that almost that thing of as we were talked about as well previously, it's almost like when you make that order to order something, it's going to happen. As things said, like I know, and that's exactly it.
Yeah.
That you have that knowing, you almost to the point that you're grateful.
Yeah.
So you're even thankful, and then being in that place,
it's on its way.
It's almost on its way, but even on the energy level, you're appreciating it as if it's happened now.
Arrived.
So therefore, it's definitely going to match you. It's definitely going to actualize and find you.
Exactly.
It's more about what you're doing with yourself and how you're working of yourself during that time.
Correct.
And
because like we discussed, we were talking, and I was saying to you, it's like when you place your order, with the universe or, on an energy level of what you want to receive, you don't need to be concerned about how it will be received, when it will be received. You don't need to be concerned about those things that are actually you have to surrender to the process to deliver. You can't control. This is one of our problems as part of humanity and as human beings. We like to control everything, but there's certain things, if you want them to manifest and be part of your life, you have to surrender, to the process. You have to allow your control of things. You have to give it up. Just give it up to the universe, give it up to whatever energy or thought process you believe in, and let it do its work. To work in your favor. You can't control everything. And like we were saying, I said, it's like when you order something from Amazon, you're not going to be concerned with the minutia of how is Amazon going to get that.
Are they
gonna put it on a van? Are they gonna put it on a lorry?
Put the wrapping
are they gonna wrap it? Yeah,
like
are they gonna
the size of
exactly?
The box.
Is it gonna be sort of wrapped in cellophane or bubble wrapped, or you're not going to be concerned with those things. So you don't need to be concerned on the law of attraction level of how things are going to be received. It's like when we did in the previous episode or so, where we said you just need to focus on what you want.
Yeah.
And I also want to add, because I've had something in my experience, you also need to give it clarity.
Yeah, yes.
The more clear you are, you don't want to say, oh, I want something, just I want that,
Yeah.
I want a lovely house. That's too broad.
Yeah.
I want a house. Know the location, how many rooms it has, where will it be located? Will it have a garden? You have to start, we're talking about visualization and manifesting some of the things you want to attract. To make it powerful. Ultimately, as we said, you've got to even get to the point where you feel it. You've got to really, you say you want a car. What car? What make? What model? You know what I mean? What colour? What will your seating be like? What do you visualise being on your dashboard? How many miles per hour it does, or gallon, or whatever it's called, or kilometres per hour. You've got to think those things through as part of attracting what it is you want. So that's another thing to share with you today. The fact of being clear when you make your order to the universe, or whatever.
It is. And I have an example.
Not be concerned, just know it's on the way.
Yeah, and even going back to the whole clarity thing, I have an example when I finished uni. I forgot if it was I had fully finished or if it was just the summer vacation, and I went to Turkey, and there was a special Euro Millions thing going on at that time. About 20 Euro millionaires are going to be made. The draw was happening whilst I was in Turkey, but I knew beforehand, so I bought about 5 tickets or something like that, or 5 or 6 tickets or something like that.
Wow.
And when I was in Turkey and I was there, I just thought to myself, I really said to myself, I'm gonna win the lottery. That's what I said. I said I'm gonna win the lottery, everything. And whilst I was there, I didn't think, oh, the draw's coming up soon, let me look this and that. I just said I'm going to win the lottery, and I was enjoying life at that time because you're on holiday, but I just felt grateful for it. I was picturing, winning the lottery, being able to do this, X, Y, Z, everything, even to the point when I was talking about it, and then other people started talking about other people started going, oh yeah, like if you win then this is what you can do, and then we could do this, and then and it just became this massive thing, and I sort of didn't even doubt it. I just knew, this is happening, I feel great, I feel thankful, I'm enjoying life now, and I'm also going to enjoy it when it happens as well, type of thing. So the draw had happened and time passed, but I even forgot about it. So you had seen that I had let go and just trusted.
That's the place.
And then I remember when I was in Turkey, it was about a few days after the draw, and then an email comes through, and then another one saying you've won, check your account, and then another email came through saying you've won, check your account. So I thought, oh my gosh, this is it. It's happening. I knew it. This is it, and everything. So I checked. I had one, but it was like one ticket was a tenner, and then the other one was about a £5 or something like that.
Wow!
So I had won twice. So I had won the balls match twice. But what I didn't do was
declare what amounts
wasn't the jackpot, wasn't the top prize, something like that. I didn't bring that clarity.
Wow.
However, I ended up still winning, but I also won twice.
That is powerful. But you see, the law was working for you and in your favour.
Yeah.
And your trust and belief was there.
Yeah.
The only thing that was missing with your wish and desire was the clarity of what amount it was you wanted. So you got the winning but it was not
it was the outcome that I kind of but because I didn't have an amount or a certain thing on it,
but that's why
that
I said
wasn't also clear.
It is so important to be clear on what you want to attract, so that you're giving the energy out there to match the frequency in terms of amount, in terms of color, in terms of desire, in terms of location, all the things that you want for it to balance out for you. If you're not clear, you're going to get what you're going to get in certain cases.
It's absolutely true.
You know, because the universe won't know that you wanted it in this specific way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It takes it as like a generalization.
Yeah, of course.
You said you wanted to win. I made you win twice.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the amounts you was expecting.
Yes, there was no clarity there. So
so clarity.
The clear thing I wanted,
it's really important.
That's exactly it.
Yeah,
so talking about clarity, that's definitely
you've had you clarified the amounts in your drawer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you would have received that.
Exactly.
You know, and do you know how rare it is to receive it twice?
Yeah, twice in the but that's it. And those were lucky dips as well. So
Amazing.
it was full trust of
of whatever will be.
Yeah. Because once again, it was just that trust, just that moment, and just that thing. And funny enough, we'll talk about like another example quickly, that when I was actually going to start uni, the year before, I had seen the campus and where the campus was, and it being in London, and there was like the river next to it, and it was very picturesque and very beautiful and nice. And I said, this is where
I want to be.
This is where I'm going to be. Yeah, this is it.
You affirmed that.
That was a whole So like sometimes in that instance, this was a thing that kind of had a so-called deadline on it, an external deadline on it, because you need to start in September. But I just knew regardless that I was going to be there. And then as things progress, you get your grades and that's all good, and everything seems good. But at the final hurdle, when it was actually applying for the accommodation, they said you needed a deposit of, I think it was around £700 or £800.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm guessing in dollar terms, it was about $1,000 or even
to put
more.
down on your place. For that accommodation.
Yeah. So that, because here, especially in England, you get student loan or student finance.
Yeah.
So to do with that wouldn't have been a problem, but student finance came so much afterwards.
Because you got to start the course, you got to register the course.
You have to do that first.
This was booking your accommodation.
You need somewhere to live in order to then be able to go to uni.
Yeah.
So it was like, what am I going to do? This whole thing I've seen. Now it's the final hurdle where everything's come to a drop. Something said, and I think you said it as well, like everything's going to be figured out.
Yeah.
And I also had to stay true to what I saw for myself and what I had seen this time.
And attracting and manifesting
even though in that moment
it looked like all was lost.
And rationally, your mind, everything was saying, no, this is what it is. This is bananas.
You don't have that deposit.
This is crazy.
You're not going to get your place at that place, at those halls.
And then, literally an hour or two after that, you then receive some unexpected money.
Yeah. It was amazing. It's true.
Like, this wasn't even planned.
No.
This was so
And I wasn't
unexpected.
expecting that money.
And you wasn't even expecting that money.
I was shocked. And I said, wow.
But it was more than enough.
Yeah, I said,
and then you said, oh my gosh.
I've got enough for you to get, put down as your deposit and get into your halls.
Yeah. And that came about. And that had to happen as well between a certain time.
Yeah.
And that's what even made that even more putting faith to the test and trust to the test. Because if it wasn't reached by a certain time, it was like,
you wouldn't get into the halls.
It's all full, it's all done.
Yeah. And you even, don't forget, even the story goes further, you had to choose your sort of, you know, which they were various options, weren't there, to choose your halls?
Different types.
Different types of halls and what, you know, the mixture of people that were going to be in
like
there.
A mixed gender,
halls, or was it, you know,
just the same gender,
and the halls you eventually chose, you met some amazing people and an amazing person.
Girlfriend, exactly. So, but here's the funny, actually,
the whole thing was like ongoing law of attraction working
and you know
all the time.
Here's the funny thing, and I'm going to even say this on a point of not even attracting something that I didn't necessarily know I wanted or
was going to
time for it to happen, but it did. But I'm linking it to this. Before I even went to uni, whilst I was doing my course in music, we had to, around that time I was watching films from different eras and listening to the music from that time. And there was this film called Laura, and the theme tune on it was called Laura as well, and they mentioned her name, this and that. I liked that piece of music so much that I used to listen to it.
Gosh.
And it had the lyrics and like, Laura is the face in the misty night, and then it carries on. And I used to just, like, you know, when I'm just singing stuff and
as you
things like that, I was doing it in that type of way, but it was weird in a sense that there was a affinity with the song, or just like it was saying the name and stuff as if I knew who this Laura was that they were talking about in the song and everything. And after I went to uni and I met my girlfriend and everything like that, a few years later, I looked back and I was like, oh my gosh.
That linked in. Because her
name is Laura.
Is Laura.
And kind of prior to going there, that one song and one thing that I listened to all the time was that Laura. I kept singing it because I didn't really know anyone called Laura prior to that.
No.
But that song, I always kept singing it, Laura, the emotion of what the singer was singing about that girl and how he sort of loved her and how this and that. I was just singing it for fun and singing it for fun. But then, what do you know?
As part of all this process. But I told you, this is like the adjustment bureau. Everything. You have to be patient and trust in, look how powerful the process was. Not only did you attract the course, the accommodation, the amount to pay your deposit, you attracted someone also really special into your life, and as part of all of that, you know, everything came together.
And that's what I'm saying. And
the power of
even
it
that example about the whole name and thing, that just shows that even the things that you emotionally are dwelling in and are connecting with do appear. Because I didn't say, oh, I'm going to meet someone called Laura,
No. But it was
the way that it was, like, I kept singing that song and kept doing that. To some extent, the person I ended up meeting had exactly the same name as the song and the thing I had been singing, like, on and off here and there. And because, you know, when you sing, you do things like that, you emotionally get attached to things. So your frequency and everything that you're sending out, and the energy level that you're on, the emotions and the feeling.
All of this, because obviously the people that you shared the apartment with were on different courses and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
But all of this came together or was attracted in your life in more ways and in unexpected ways than you originally anticipated.
Yeah.
You know, just as we end off, one thing I want to say with the law of attraction, don't expect things to happen always in the way you feel it must happen.
Yeah.
Trust that it's on the way and be ready for things to come in unexpected ways.
Yeah.
To bring you eventually what you want and what you gave clarity on, but not necessarily in the way you expected.
I totally agree. I think as I've grown older, because when I was like younger, like going to uni, this, that, it was so, for me anyway, it was so much more easier to do all of this. But then when you grow and you have bigger responsibilities and things become more serious, you want to automatically control things so much.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you are creating resistance.
Correct.
You're blocking yourself.
Correct.
Because you also got to say this, because this is another side of it that most people may not recognize or see. And I remember it being mentioned before that even when you want something and something's going to come to you and everything, if you feel inspired action to take it.
Correct.
Because this isn't also just about sitting there at the end of the day, this and that. It's also, if you feel inspired to do a certain type of action, take it.
And that's
do it.
And that's one of the things I said 1 or 2 episodes ago. You have to follow your intuition.
You have to.
Follow your gut, and as part of the process. If you get inklings to do this or do that as part of the attraction process, so long as in the positive, it'll be okay.
Because here's the thing, that uni, like talking about that story just before we finished, that uni I went to, I actually found out, even though I wanted to live there and everything, this and that, when I was doing the course and everything, I found that this isn't the place for me, and I wanted to go somewhere that's actually better than this. Which on some level you could say, oh, this is wasting my time.
So you attracted the clarity of the accommodation, but you hadn't attracted the clarity of the course.
and here's the thing, as like, well, is that when I was then on that course and everything, I said, do you know what? I want to go to a course like this and a course like this that would allow me to do this and everything. I then found that everything worked out fine. But what I'm just kind of saying there is you don't need to control everything, because I could have gone, but that's wasted a year of my life, blah, blah, blah. But the person I met whilst I was there was bigger than that.
Yeah.
And what that led me on to then want to go and do ultimately ended up being better. So
ultimately,
even if you do something and you're thinking, but what I'm being served here, or what's shown up
in
my life,
what I've attracted doesn't look like it. It can always have flexibility.
It's like, this isn't what I wanted. It could just be that stepping stone that would now take you to where exactly you want to go, where like you want to be. So that's the way you have to see it as well. If you're trying to get a certain job, but
you may end up in a different department that might lead you to exactly.
Don't lose faith.
Don't
trust that this is all leading you towards where you really want to go, and that is it. And as we said before, just before we wrap up, in making a decision, even if you make the wrong one, it will eventually lead you to the right one. And that's the thing with all of this. You've got to trust on that level and stick what it is that you see. And you'll find that sometimes it wasn't even, if it's a certain role you want and you don't get it here, it may be someone you meet whilst you're there that can also ultimately lead you
to another thing.
Those things you can't even work out. But trust it and stick to what you want. Sometimes I've done this. I go, well, I wanted this and I've just got this. Why isn't it working? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and
be trusting.
And then you go into all of that, as they call it, victim mode, where you should be thinking more as a manifester. That's what you should be thinking.
And the law
and then
of
trusting
attraction
as well. Like trusting it, even if it appearance-wise seems, hold up, this isn't near enough what I asked for, or this isn't. Sometimes, like, even when I think about it, sometimes when people want wins or they want things, sometimes happens in smaller amounts, but that is showing you, as we
demonstrating.
I remember a book I read, and it goes, sometimes, you know, if you're in the sea and you start seeing like sticks and moss and birds, you know that you're near the land. So sometimes
they're little
maybe
signs,
small amounts and crumbs.
Crumbs.
That is showing you it's coming up.
It's on the way.
It's coming
it's
up.
on the way.
So
if you manifested this, it's coming.
That's it. So don't disregard
it. If you wanted a type of car and then somebody helps you get another type of car, you know you are on the way and you're working toward your ultimate wish or desire.
That's it.
You know, you have that flexibility, isn't it?
That's
so
exactly
just before we wrap up, just to kind of cover things quickly, you know, the law of attraction is always working for you. All you need to do is to trust and believe, be clear about what you want, trust in the process, you know, and be flexible. And at the same time, you know, don't try to micromanage things. Leave them to manifest in the timing that is meant to be.
Yes.
So that, you know, you get the full complement of what is coming to you. Because if you try and micromanage things, and, you know, you get resistance. And you want to clear all of that out of your, you know, you want to clear it away and have it working positively in your favor.
And going back to what we said in the previous episode, resistance is basically contraction, which is basically being closed.
I like that because I'm a Star Trek fan.
Oh yeah.
And in the episodes, you know, I don't know, but in one of the episodes when they meet this, you know, this sort of group of kind of people, they say resistance is futile. You know, so it's like resistance is futile.
Exactly. And what I say is, I'm guessing everyone, just as we end, it's different people have, like, we're making it a bit long, but it's a good topic because we don't really talk about this, but whilst we are, it's good to, because I know what it's like when you feel a bit lost at things and things like that. And what I'd say is, for some of you, if you're finding nothing has come, this and that, just make whatever you want to apply the laws or work with it in a way that you just attract something small at first. Because I'm guessing everyone watching this,
you get little demonstrations along the way.
Is like aware of it or does believe. I remember someone saying, well, things are wrong until proven right. From my experience, which I've just talked about multiple times, and from yours, we've proved this to work and be right in our lives.
Definitely.
So if you're having some resistance and thinking, oh, it seems right for everyone else, but
not for
it's
me.
Not for me. I haven't done this, and that. All I have to say is, you got to look at yourself and start with something, you know, small.
Yeah.
And things like that. Like, as we know, there's been times people are just giving you, I feel like a coffee or something, and then someone gives it to you, or you find a voucher in a newspaper that you're reading, and it's like, oh wow, grab a free coffee. Stuff like that. So
gifts are coming in and they and one of the attractions they talk about is, you know, if you find a penny, like we say here in England, if you find a penny, pick it up. If you do, it will bring you luck. You know, little gifts are being presenting themselves like, you know what?
To you that's
in
also
unexpected ways.
A very important
You're
one.
attracting,
and it even goes back quickly to what we just talked about those little breadcrumbs that are being laid towards the actual loaf. Sometimes even if I do see a penny or something like that, I don't go, well, I asked for like abundance. This is just a penny. Blah 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 blah. No, you have to notice why everything is energy. So if you're starting to see that appear more, it's showing that you're opening up, or you're vibrating.
Where money is coming
and matching
to you,
so
even
it's
in little bits.
Appear. That is it. So trust the process, work on yourself if you need to, but understand that it's ultimately always up to you. So that's what you have to do.
And you stay positive, and just sort of think about all the things we've said. Think about them. If you have any sort of kind of thoughts on this or whatever, please feel free to share them in the comments for us, so that we can read what you're saying as well, and offer our wisdom, our guidance and support on whatever it is you want to talk about. Even if you have any questions, make sure you leave them in the comments as well, because we can get round to those as well, can't we? So absolutely fantastic, this one. It's gone on a bit long, but it's been amazing, and thanks for sticking with us and being here.
Exactly. And if you want to, after watching this long episode, you can check out some of our other episodes. They're probably a bit shorter than this one, but we also, with this one, we wanted to just bring examples, experiences, things like that.
We got more.
But
we just didn't
but
go
that's
into
it.
them.
We'll set that for like another
But that
time.
was a powerful one.
But it's still just nice to, share our experiences, because we're not just here waffling on for the sake of it. We're talking from life experience.
Absolutely.
And if you want to hear more episodes on different topics on life as well, then check them out. Hit the subscribe button if you want to be a part of the channel, be a part of the family, and find out when more episodes are coming out soon. And with having said that, This is MumNSon, and we're done. Until the next one, take it easy, guys.
Take care. Bye.